You're listening to the ColbyCheeZe Gaming Podcast, your source for League of Legends news, updates, and discussions. Today is podcast number 28. Hey guys, what's up? It's ColbyCheeZe once again with another podcast. This is podcast number 28, and I know it's been a really long time since my last one. I do really apologize. I've just kind of dropped the ball on doing them, but a lot of stuff going on. I do plan on picking them up a lot more frequently once again. And going forward, I have a whole lot of crap to talk about in this podcast episode, as there has been a lot of things going on, both in League of Legends and in other games in general, as well as a lot of news for my channel. I've got talks about the new Sivir, the Volibear, the changes to the jungle, just the changes to League of Legends in general, the current meta. I also wanted to talk a little bit about Skyrim, about Diablo 3. I need to talk about my giveaway. I'm doing a giveaway for Skyrim, so I'm going to announce that here on the podcast, and I'm also going to announce my new channel that I am creating, and give some details on what's going to go on with my League of Legends content and my Let's Play content. So definitely stay tuned. This is going to be a big one and lots of good stuff to talk about. If you want to check for whatever topic you're interested in, check down below in the comments, or not the comments, but the description section, and I'll have the timestamps and the links to all the various articles and whatnot down there. So let's just get started. I want to talk about, first of all, the new patch and what all has come out. So this patch, we pretty much got jungle changes, Sivir, and Volibear. So I'll start with Sivir and Volibear. Sivir changes were pretty good. I actually like them. The Sivir was nerfed for a really long time. Like they took down her damage on her Q and on her W to a pretty sad state, and the fact that she had such a low attack range, like I think it's like around Teemo's, or it was, it just made Sivir not really a viable champion. But with the new changes, they gave her just a little bit shorter attack range than Vayne, I believe it is, which is still pretty short, but it is a significant difference. It's like 75 extra attack range for her, and then they buffed up her W, and at first it didn't sound like it was a buff because her old W would allow her to just bounce attacks on every single attack, but it was a smaller amount. Now the new one allows her to actually refresh her auto attack, which is the first ranged champion that is able to do this. Usually they do this on melee champions such as Trundle because it's more I don't know, it makes more sense. Like, it's kind of unwieldy at first when you're playing Sivir, but you can get used to doing it, and it is very strong, especially early game with some attack damage runes. Sivir does really well. In any case, I do like the new changes to Sivir. I'll probably be doing a full Sivir impressions as, later on. I did do a Sivir commentary. You can check that out. But moving on, talking about Volibear. Volibear, pretty cool champion. I know a lot of people a long time have been asking for a bear champion on the forums, and finally Riot has delivered. Some people are calling him OP on the forums. Some people are calling him okay and manageable. I still don't think he's OP. I think he's probably mediocre at best, and that's just due to his kite ability. Again, I do have a impressions video of him up. If you haven't already seen it, definitely check that out if you're even interested in him at all. But for the most part, I think that Volibear is not going to be seen in a lot of games. Like, he's probably not going to be very popular. That's the TLDR for you right there. Before I talk about the jungle, though, I wanted to show you guys this really cool video. It's a song about Corki. It's the Corki Anthem, and so if you guys like the Rockville Anthem or whatever, then you'll definitely like this one. And so check out a short clip from this. I love these guys. They make tons of awesome songs, and this is just another one.
In the lane, Corki by, free fall in with your gank and top. High shot, ahead of the flock, support me the way now you carry drops. Where's the gank? I got to know, cause the big one is about to blow. That's right, I'm a gate now, I'm at the top, overlord.
Yo, I'm going through my ammo like mail, I got that ultimate known, so I go for frails. Corki by, yeah, that's the lane that I step in.
As always, guys, be sure to support them. They do lots of great songs, so go hit like and favorite or whatever on their video. Show them that you care. And in any case, let's get over some of these jungle changes. And I know there's been a lot of controversy over this just because a lot of people are very upset about these changes. They felt kind of abrupt and maybe a little bit soon, as if Riot kind of released them before they were, I don't know, before they needed to, in a sense. A lot of people don't like them because of the fact that you really do lose out on a lot of farm or XP if you gank the way you would normally do, and so it fosters more of a passive jungle experience, whereas before you could go gank and then come back into your jungle and it was a lot better. Also, counter jungling is less important now because you can take someone's jungle, but then it's instantly back up anyway, so there's no real point to it. So you kind of lose out on a lot of things that were given the game strategy, in my opinion. Well, in a lot of people's opinion, I think. So what you're seeing is that champions that can farm really quickly are actually doing pretty well in the jungle. Like if you put someone such as Master Yi in the jungle, he does quite well. He can just clear everything super fast. So those type of champions, they do a great job in the current jungle. Now, the thing to note about this is that Riot is listening and they are going to make changes. So if you want to look, I have a link down in the descriptions, but there's a couple posts from Morello. They are working on fixing up some of these issues with the jungle. And what I've noticed, the most recent updates that they've given us is that they're working on creating some kind of bank system, so where the jungle creeps will gather up more and more gold as you don't kill them, so that if you go gank and then come back and kill those creeps, you'll actually won't be penalized as much for trying to go gank. This also allows counter jungling to disrupt that bank that's built up by actually taking that jungle and getting it for themselves, which disrupts the fact that jungler went to go gank. So there's a lot of power struggle in the jungle now with this new mechanic. Now obviously it's not out yet, but they're working on this, and it sounds like a pretty cool idea. I guess we'll have to see it in practice. A lot of these things you can't always tell, but they sound either good or bad. But once we see them in practice, I think that'll help out a lot more. Now I'm not sure if they're going to be okay, yeah, actually, yes, they do build up XP and gold. I know I said just gold, but yeah, they do build up XP and gold, so you won't fall like really far behind in level. Right now, I've noticed that junglers will be like 4 levels behind the solo lanes if they gank, various amounts, and especially if they don't get a kill and that sort of thing. So just something to think about. I am looking forward to the change to the jungle, and I think everyone else is. Stonewall, if you guys watch his videos, if not, you definitely should, especially if you are interested at all in any kind of jungling. He does all the jungle theories and jungles on champions. He was really annoyed by the change to the jungle. He's actually like, hey man, I'm not gonna do any more jungle videos until they fix this crap. So can't wait for them to release those changes. I don't know if they're gonna wait until the very next patch to make sure they get it all detailed out and perfect, or if they're gonna hotfix that. I doubt that they'll hotfix it, but I guess we'll see that when the next champion comes out. Which, by the way, I can't wait for this Ninetales Fox lady. They've announced her for a long time, but I still have not seen her, so kind of waiting for that. That kind of brings me to think, though, about my next topic, which is, what would Heimerdinger do?
What would Heimerdinger do if he were in our lane? He'd set up turrets, 1 or 2. That's what Heimerdinger do. And Heimerdinger took on Dragon by himself. He emerged victorious, a bar full of hell. When Heimerdinger turret dies, it's always such a thrill.
I don't know why, but I just get the feeling that's probably one of the best League of Legends song parodies I've heard in a really, really long time. Plus, the fact they added the little cartoon in with that is just gold. I mean, you can't get much better than that, guys. Come on, right? Seriously. So, guys, let's talk about some of the changing meta in League of Legends currently. I think that right now, with all of the things that are going on and all the champions that are out, with the lanes the way they are, there's a big emphasis on mobility. And so champions who have high mobility are going to be very, very strong. This tends to be a lot of assassins in a way, because they can burst people down, they can move quickly, lots of dashes and that sort of thing. So I do feel that people who don't have abilities that can close distances or jump away quickly are going to start falling out of favor and in favor of champions such as, Fizz is a great example. He has many different ways of dashing in and out of fights. Akali been really strong. Kassadin. I really like the change to Sivir. She's really fast now, but then you got Graves is a really strong champion because he's got his dashes. Vayne and Graves probably two of the strongest AD carries. Even Caitlyn has been for a really long time, but because she's always had her little jumpy thing. And so, I don't know, a lot of champions with mobility are the ones that you're going to be seeing in games, and you probably have been seeing in your games lately, and those are the ones you're seeing do really well because of the fact that the more champions that come out that have mobility, the more you are required to have that mobility, especially with the changes to flash. For one thing, shorter flash range requires you to have other sources of either engaging or escaping from battle. So that's just something to think about. If you're looking at like team comps, do you have enough mobility in your team comp or enough way to limit mobility on the enemy team comp? So I think any kind of anti-aggression type champions, people are probably undervaluing champions such as Leona, though, for example, because she is one of those like anti-aggression type champions where people can jump in and she can just stop them in their tracks. Anything that's really good like that. I like those really aggressive champions that can do things like that. Nivea is one that I don't know. I mean, she can be played very well. She's not really popular right now, but because people can jump over her wall, so it kind of sucks that with all of the new mobility, it's going to push out old champions out of viability due to reasons like that. But in any case, that's kind of my thoughts on how the game is evolving right now. The cool thing though is now that Season 2 is out, they've added so many changes. I did do a video on the new masteries and how to set those up. If you haven't seen that, it's one of my Summoner Academy videos. If you're on my channel page, it's listed right there on the on the top 6 videos or whatever. I always do keep those updated with the most, well, I try and keep them with the most relevant and recent videos that I've been doing that are League of Legends related. And so you can check that out there if you need some help on getting your mastery set up still. But in any case, with Season 2 out, they released the new Team 5s. It hasn't been like huge where you're seeing like hundreds of games being played because, of course, you have to have a team together and you can only have 8 people on your team. So that brings the problem of, I got to have everyone around at that time to play. But I do really enjoy it. I wish I could see more teams playing on there. I've got my own team set up on there. I think we're like 8-2 right now. We lost to some Cursed Gaming members and then some other guys. We played very poorly. But for the most part, I really do enjoy it, and I want to see more teams on there. You see like the main one is like Picture of a Goose. They're up there like 32 plus wins now, where everyone else is around 10 or so. And I love fives. I just can't stand solo queue anymore. Nowadays, all I do is play with a group of 5 friends, and I do either draft mode or I play with my team and do ranked games because that's what I enjoy. I enjoy playing the game with friends, and I think that's where the real strategy in this game comes from. There's too much negativity in solo queue, and that is unfortunate. In fact, actually, one thing that I heard Hotshot talking about, I was watching his stream today, and I think the guy's actually really smart. He does say some really good stuff, regardless of whether you like him or not, or if you think he's a troll in games. He's really smart, and he said, one thing that Riot could do to really help out solo queue, I completely agree with this, is add some kind of like karma system to the game. So like after a game, you can vote somebody up or vote them down based on how how their performance or how positive they were, so some kind of like Reddit style karma system, so you can actually see, hey, this player has all these like negative comments and negative karma, and you can have like a reputation in game as like a troll, and people can actually go to your profile and see, oh, you're a terrible person, or like, oh, people love you. I think that would be perfect. That would foster a much more positive environment. So again, that's all not even my ideas. That's all like just me watching Hotshot stream, but I wanted to share it with you guys because I thought it was a great idea. And so anyways, that's pretty much really what I wanted to talk about with League of Legends. I can probably talk forever and ever because I haven't done one in a while, but I think what I'll do is I'll just wrap it up here, and we'll see on the next patch how things are changing with the jungle and whatnot. I have a lot of other things to talk about, not related to League of Legends though. So I do want to talk about my podcast and answer a few not my podcast. I want to talk about my channel and my content and a couple of questions that people have been asking me. So I'll go over those really quick, and then I have some other things to talk about with like Skyrim and Diablo 3 and just some other games in general. So stick around if you want to hear about that. Before I go into it though, I found this really freaking awesome montage that is actually about a shooting game, but I think it's literally the best montage I've ever seen because they matched up a lot of the gunfire with the beat in the song, so they did a really good job. And so I don't know why, I just want to show this to you. This is a gaming podcast, and I think this is an awesome video, and everyone should watch it. I'll show you a couple clips from it, and you can check it out yourself.
Ruin my kill streak!
Simply amazing. I think I watched that thing like 10 times already because, well, maybe I just like the music, but the way it's all synced up is perfect. So, okay guys, with my channel, I've been reading a lot of the comments. I always read comments, whether you think I do or not. I know there's a lot. I get, if you were to look at my YouTube analytics, I get over 10,000 comments a month. Kind of hard to read them all, but I do what I can. I try and read at least all the comments on the most recent videos in any case, and all the comments in my email and my inbox and that sort of thing. So I've been hearing everyone complain that, well, not everyone, but a lot of people complain. They're like, hey, you know, we don't like seeing all of the Let's Play content on here because we're just here for the League of Legends stuff. And then some of the people who are like the Let's Plays, they love the Let's Plays, but they're like, you know, you should do this and that. So here's what I'm gonna do. I've thought about it, and I'm starting a second channel for my Let's Play content, and I'm going to be putting all of my Let's Play gameplay style videos on that channel, and that's actually going to be for a for any kind of content that is related to other games than League of Legends. What I'll do though is I'll announce stuff on my main channel here. I'll say, you know, I'm starting a game over here on my second channel if you want to go check it out. There it is. And I may do like, you know, like a mashup or something, some kind of like weekly mashup, talk about whatever I'm doing on the other channel. But for the most part, I'll keep this channel clean and full of League of Legends content. I do plan on doing a lot more League of Legends content, by the way. I do a lot of League of Legends content. It's just that the sheer number of Let's Plays that I do right now are probably overwhelming people, and they think that, oh man, you're not playing League of Legends anymore. But the fact is, I play League of Legends like 12 hours a day, and then I spend maybe like 4 hours here and there playing a game, but that gives me like 16 episodes because my episodes are like 15 20 minutes long. So that's what people don't realize, and then I just record that many in one day, and then I just upload them over the next couple of days. So in any case, that's what I plan on doing. The channel is going to be called Cheesy Blonde Guys, and the reason for this is that I'm starting this channel with my roommate, and he's going to be doing some gameplays as well. We'll probably do some co-op stuff on there, and he's a pretty cool guy. He does videos for onrpg.com, so I'm sure you guys will enjoy that. We'll have everything organized in shows as I do on my current channel, and it should be all good to go and gravy. So definitely run over there to that channel and subscribe to it if you do want to see those Let's Play style videos and you enjoy watching that stuff. And if not, then, you know, whatever, you're good. So if you unsubscribe from my channel and you're just watching this from search because you got tired of looking at all the gameplay videos in your inbox, you can resubscribe. So please do that. That does help support me. And there you go. As far as my giveaway for Skyrim, I did choose a winner for that. So thank you guys for supporting my video and adding that to your favorites and hitting that like button and all that good stuff. I have chosen Lord Davian 0 as the winner of a copy of Skyrim. So I'll be giving that to him for free on just just for watching my videos and supporting. So thank you guys for that, and I'll be doing more giveaways in the future, probably here and there. But for now, I'm just gonna be doing lots of gameplay videos on that other channel and lots of League of Legends content on this one. So speaking of Skyrim, I found this really funny article about a kid. He's like 13 years old and he got his copy of Skyrim stolen from him. He was at the midnight opening to buy Skyrim, which was on 11/11 a while back, and a guy, some weird freak, just ran out and just grabbed the copy from this kid and just took off, and no one stopped him or anything like that. But the cool part of the story is that some guy came up, or like another guy, saw what had happened, and he helped the kid out. He went through the line of people and kind of like got some sympathy and got everyone to pitch in and give him enough money to buy another copy. The interesting, or not the interesting, but the sad part of it is that that kid, who's only 13 years old, he rode his bike 2 miles, like one way in the cold at night, just to get that copy that he paid for, and it was out of his own pocket. It's not like his parents drove him up there and gave him the money for it. Like, this kid worked for it on his own and drove up there to do that. So he had to sell a bunch of his Yu-Gi-Oh cards just to pay for it. Isn't that crazy? What a terrible dude, whoever did that. I hope that dude like burns in hell, man, for that crap. But anyways, that's cool that that somebody helped him out and that kid got the game after all. That's pretty cool. So I don't really like sad stories in my podcast, so it kind of had a happy ending. But another one, I was playing with this guy. Well, I met this guy who's playing some Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer, and so I added him on Steam. And apparently he makes a couple of videos on YouTube as well, and he made this really hilarious Skyrim video with this "Shut up, woman, get on my horse" music video, and I wanted to share it with you guys because I thought it was really funny. Definitely go check out this guy on his channel and give him some thumbs up. Let him know that I sent you, and pretty cool stuff. So here you go.
My horse is amazing. Give it a lick.
It tastes just like raisins.
Have a stroke of its mane. It turns into a plane, and then it turns back again when you tug on its winky.
Ooh, that's dirty. Yeah, that's some good stuff. Anyways, guys, the last thing I want to talk about today before I'm done with the podcast is that Blizzard has been doing a lot of really cool changes to the Diablo 3 beta. So I don't know if you've even been keeping up with that, but it's made the game like twice as fun. It's ridiculous because you can only play to the Skeleton King right now, but what they've done is they've made it so magic abilities will now scale based off of your weapon damage. So before it was like every time you leveled up, your abilities did a little bit more damage if you were a sorceress or something like that. And the problem with that is that the only way to really increase your damage is with items they give you, like a percentage more or something like that. Well, now the abilities all do a damage based off of the weapon that you're holding. So for example, if you are holding a wand that does like 6 to 8 damage, you may have your little frost ability will do like 40% of that, and so that's kind of how it will scale. And I think this is a really good idea. It actually allows the casters to scale into late game and actually have a reason for picking up some really good items and that sort of thing, rather than just, oh, I'm going to have more mana or more health and that sort of thing. So that's one thing. And then they've made the monsters a little bit more difficult, and they've added a bunch of extra random encounters, and they're just polishing this game. They've added all kinds of achievements and just really cool stuff to the game, and that you can no longer change your abilities just in the field. So there actually is a reason for choosing the right abilities in town before you go out and fight, and that makes a lot of sense, to be honest, based on the current system that they have going on. I really like the game right now. It's so fun, and I just cannot wait for it to be released in whenever it is, March or whatever. But I just wanted to give you guys that update that I have been playing it after those changes, and it looks really good. So definitely look forward and save up if you're one of those people who has to save up for games, because this is going to be the game of the century, I tell you what. Alright guys, well, that's pretty much it for my podcast, and I'm glad you guys are here watching this. I really appreciate all of my fans out there. I started this channel for you guys, and I really enjoy doing all the League of Legends content as well as all the other gaming content that I do. So continue to support me. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and add a comment in there. Let me know what your thoughts are on all of the changes to League of Legends, as well as anything else you want to talk about. Also, guys, if you have any questions for me, please send it to my YouTube inbox because I will be answering questions on future podcasts. And if you have any cool news that you think I should cover in the podcast, any kind of League of Legends related news or anything like that, please send it to my YouTube inbox or to my email, colby@colbycheese.com, and I will definitely add it to the podcast if it's newsworthy. So I'll see you guys around for the next one. This is ColbyCheeZe. Peace out.